Hey guys, Rock here in Island Pond, Vermont. Today I got a 2011 Kawasaki Teryx 750. Gonna do a little walk around, then we'll do a test ride. This is something that probably will be for sale. It is October 20th today. So, Teryx 750 Fi 4x4 Sport. Pretty sharp looking machine. So this does have a little bit of plastic damage on the side there. I have the piece ordered, but it is on back order for quite a while, a month or two, so that's why I'm not waiting to do this video. But sharp looking machine, lime green, Kawasaki green. It's got Bighorn 2.0 tires, 26-inch adjustable suspension that comes standard on this from the factory. You got compression adjustments on your shocks themselves, so that's great. And you got plenty of preload. I actually have these all the way down because it just makes for a better ride if you're using it for a trail machine. But it does have a nice dump bed in the back. Got the diamond plate here. Tailgate comes down just like that. And it's got some manual hydraulic piston assist dump. So that comes up just like that. This machine has about 3,800 miles. And when I hop in to take it for a ride, I'll tell you the hours because I don't know off the top of my head. But I do have a windshield for this also, full windshield. But I have it off right now because it's just makes it a little more clear in the videos when I leave the windshields off. But it's got the roof and a windshield that comes with it. And that's a stock factory net that needs to be tightened up a little bit. But yeah, so. What do we got? Yeah, so we got a storage box, got cup holder, a couple of screws and stuff in there. But yeah, anyways, let's hop in this thing, take it for a ride. All right, so hop in. Now this is a, it's an in-between. It's not a sport machine like a Razor. It's not as much of a utility as a Rhino, like a Ranger. It's a little more sporty than that. But it does, you're not totally enclosed, so it makes it getting in and out of very easy, which is nice. But so let the fuel pump cycle, start it up. Runs great. Yeah, 3,800 miles and 332 hours, so a lot of life left in this thing. Runs great. It's got a winch up front. Got kind of this car-like shifter. Your two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and then you got a differential lock. So when you get it in four-wheel drive, you got an open diff, and the tighter you go with this, the more it tightens it up until you're fully locked. So that's pretty handy. But yeah, let's try it out. So actually, let me get out of this thing. Standing over here, this thing is super quiet, a very quiet machine. It's definitely a little more noisy inside, but it is quiet, so it would make a good hunting machine. But yeah, get in here. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, as you increase the speed in this thing, it definitely gets a little more noisy, but it's not too bad. I mean, most of these side-by-sides are fairly loud anyways. So this does have nice subtle engine braking. It's not super aggressive, but it also doesn't freewheel, so that's pretty handy. But it's got that nice Kawasaki V-twin engine. It's a great sounding engine, and it produces plenty of low-end grunt for this thing. You know, this is a pretty big machine, and this is the same engine that powers their ATV, the Kawasaki Brute Force. So I was actually expecting, I've drove plenty of Brute Forces and they have a ton of power, and I was expecting actually a little bit less from this thing than it has, and I was surprised. But top speed, we'll do a top speed run at the end, but that's not great. But we'll see what we can get it up to. But as far as low end power, this thing is just, it's got more than you can, or it's got plenty of power. You don't need any more. We can always want more, but as we're cruising on this trail, this thing is very planted, and you can run it like a sport machine. It goes very nice. And no power steering on this model, but you don't really need it. It's not the easiest thing to turn, but the feedback, you don't get a ton of kickback from these rocks, which is nice. Some machines are very easy, but it also jerk your arm out, like the Polaris Ranger. Without the power steering, they turn super easy, but you just get a lot of feedback in your hand, it seems like. So yeah. I guess we'll go down here. So yeah, this thing is, it's got a 2-inch receiver hitch for the back, so when you're working it, you can hook up, you can take the hitch right out of your truck, your pickup, and put that thing in there and use this for working. And it's, you know, it'll work great. It's got a nice low range. Throw it in low range right now, and you can crawl right along with it, 2-3 miles an hour, and you know, it's happy to run there. But if you want to give it some more power, you just hammer on it. So about 30 miles an hour in low range is your max speed. That's where she's revving out. There's no tachometer on this machine. Very surprised. Most of the new models have tachs on them, but you know, probably because it's a more of a utility machine, they don't think you need it. I mean, we don't need it, but it would be nice to have for sure. Now on this little run, I'm probably not going to be able to try out the four-wheel drive system, but it does work really good, this differential lock. I can show you a little bit, so we'll just flip it into four-wheel drive, make sure we're going slow enough. And you know, I'm in four-wheel drive. The steering wheel is a little bit heavier, not too bad, but if we tighten this up, this thing really does tighten up. And because both these wheels are locked, and you wouldn't want to drive this thing around like this, it gets very stiff. So I'm going to take that right out, and we don't even need it in full drive, so throw it back in 2. So it's actually got a very nice ride for a utility machine, sport utility machine. And it's got that great sounding engine. Man, I do love the V-twin sound. Some people like the color of this machine, some people hate it. I actually like it. It's definitely bright. It's, you know, but Kawasaki, so most of their older stuff, bikes and stuff, were this lime green. So I think it's kind of nice. A few turkeys out. Bighorn tires do grab nice, and they also handle well. They're a radial tire. I'm not sure what comes on the stock, but I don't think they're going to be quite as good as the Bighorns. So yeah, like I said, I think this would make a great hunting rig. I know it's a little loud in here, but outside it's pretty quiet. And you know, for having no doors, nothing, you're very exposed to the elements. But I'm hitting these water puddles here, and I'm getting nothing on me. Maybe a little bit's coming up from the floor, but nothing on my side. And I don't even have my drain in on my side. I'm getting no water. You know, some of the machines you get plastered with mud, which is fine, but you know, sometimes you just want to go out and not get all mud and or soaked. And this is doing a great job of keeping everything out. I know I'm not hitting a lot of mud, but these puddles will tell me pretty much, you know, what I'm looking at. So yeah, most of these trails you can run around high range, 10-13 miles an hour, and this thing just loves it. It's geared low enough where you can run high range most of the time. Now for the passenger, I've had a couple passengers in here, and they're not a huge fan of, they don't really have anything to grab onto. The only thing they do have is right on the right of them, you get a little handle there, and then you get this bar way up here. But if you don't have very long arms, it's hard to reach, and it just makes it a little more uncomfortable, where they would you know, they'd prefer like a T grab bar, or maybe even just a handle over here on the left side. That would be nice for them, but we don't have that, so take this machine for what it is. So yeah, I'll let off the gas right now, and you can kind of see the engine braking is not, you know, it's not nosediving me. It's not very aggressive, but it works good because it does not freewheel, which is great. Saves on your brakes a lot. Alright, I'm going to come out to the road here, and while I go up to my place, we'll do a little top speed test. This is not a speed machine, but you know, it's very capable anyways. Oh yeah, let's see, do a little acceleration run, stop right here, and you can see what I don't know if you can see that, but I got the GPS running on here anyways. Gets up to 30 very quick. There's 40. And you can, kind of on an uphill slope too, but 49, 50. That's about it. I think I've seen 52 on it, but it just kind of cuts out right there. 50, 51. We can just back off because me going full throttle isn't helping things. So yeah, you know, 50 miles an hour is what you're gonna get. Now they make a kit, basically raises your, like, it does away with the speed limiter, and because this is a speed limiter in this thing, it's not a rev limiter, so we're not on our, you know, upper RPMs. But yeah, so you can get that kit, and I think an oversized sheet, or no, it's the front plate for your clutch, and you're supposed to be able to get like 60 miles an hour out of it then, so that would be very handy. But for the most part, you know, 50 is enough. was that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll just step outside here. I got the face shield up, and you can just listen to this thing. It's quiet. Loudest thing on it is the fan right now. It's running because we were kind of warm, but yeah, anyways, well, hope you enjoyed it, and check out some other ones. This machine is for sale. Not sure on the price yet, but once I figure up everything, I'll figure that out. And all right, have a good one.